motivation and preparation led to a new sensation, new creation. That's what you're facing. Now watch my elevation.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are comments that Rolly made at the post-fight press conference about his fight with Gervonta Davis. Let's take a listen. All right, here we go. All right, let's take a listen.
Did you feel you were winning the fight at that point?
I won all 6 rounds. I won every moment of that fight. I exposed them, and we need to run that shit back.
Who do you want to fight next?
I want Gervonta Davis again. I was winning that fucking fight, and I just got hit with a clean shot. That's all. I want Gervonta Davis again. I exposed his ass, and everybody in this room knows it. I had him running like a bitch the entire fight, and like I said, he got a nice shot in. That's all that happened. He got hurt multiple times, and he ran around. He was terrified of me, and I doubt he'll do the rematch again.
Did you feel you were winning the fight?
You heard what Rolly had to say right
With
there.
The matching shirt, Caden. You know what I'm saying?
This was the clearest and the calmest I've ever heard Rolly.
I'm going to turn it over to you, G. What's your reaction to what my man Rolly had to say?
Man, listen. All right. Rolly's gassing it, but he was competitive. You know what I'm saying? He did all right, but to say he won all 6 rounds, it's a straight cap. He's stretching the truth.
He could have won 1-5, but
I get it. He's trying to.
He gets 6.
But his confidence, I'm telling you, the way his charisma is, the way he delivers his message, people might be like, hey, you know what? I can see a rematch around the corner. You know what I mean? And maybe even Leonard Elby's probably thinking about it. We could probably run that back and make some more bread. Who knows? You know, but me personally, I think that saga's done. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see a rematch between those two guys anytime soon. Maybe probably like 2 years, maybe. But right now, no. You know, but yeah. So he's saying what he's supposed to say to put him in position for a rematch. But he knows deep down inside, bro, I lost. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, but salute to him, man. Like, it's not like he necessarily came with like excuses, really. You know, he said, yo, I got caught. It is what it is. And so, and that happens. It's boxing. So salute to Rolly, man. Like, his comments weren't as bad, you know. So, like, yeah. But are we gonna talk about Ryan next, or
Yeah, I agree.
okay, so but yeah, you know, with Ryan, man, I like that fight too. I'm just nervous that Tank may lose that fight also. You know what I'm saying? That was a 50-50 fight. You know, there's a lot on the line for both gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if Ryan loses that fight, they can still make Ryan. Ryan could bounce back from that loss. Tank loses that fight, there's gonna be a lot of questions on Tank's career. They're gonna be like, "Yo, you lost to this kid." Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So then it kind of almost proves like you was just manufactured by Floyd Mayweather. So I think that's real risky for Tank. So I don't necessarily think, you know, Mayweather Promotions is gonna make that fight with Ryan. I don't think so. And I don't know if Oscar even really wants that fight either. You get what I'm saying? So it's gonna be interesting. But yeah, but hey, I do believe Ryan wants that fight. I do believe that. I just don't know if Oscar wants it. I don't know if Floyd wants it, and I don't know if Tank wants it.
I just realized that you combined the two. I thought we were doing two different.
I thought that's what y'all told me to do.
Nah, but I'll just whatever. We'll just roll with it. All right. So what G's talking about is at the fight, Ryan Garcia told Leonard Ellerbe to his face that he wanted Gervonta Tank Davis next. So we're going to take a look at it right now. All right, so this is at the fight. You see them just playing. And if you listen, you can actually hear him saying like, oh, it's on. He's saying like F Golden Boy. Hold on. Listen, he's saying he'll make the fight.
Yo, Spencer, why you yelling on my shoulder?
So what I could make out was he was saying like he wants to fight Tank, and Leonard Ellaby was like, I can't make the fight with you, and Javante was like, F Golden Boy, like I'll make it happen, you know. And so that was that. Now also he took the I see you laughing, Trill. Ryan Garcia took to Twitter. Here's what he had to say. He said, let me handle business July 16th. I'm going to get Tank. He was screaming the whole fight. I'm next, so let it be. December, let's get it. Hashtag Tank Rolly. So that's what he wrote. And you saw him speaking to Leonard Ellaby. You heard what G had to say. So I'm going to turn over to you, Trill Dollar Bill. What's your reaction to Rolly saying that he exposed Tank, and then your reaction to Ryan saying that he wants Tank next?
Of course, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, anything Rolly says, right? Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, it's crazy, it's out of the." But like, baby bro was saying, man, before in the previous episodes, he did expose a couple of things. He exposed if you're the taller and the longer fighter, you can keep Javante and fight a disciplined fight. You can keep Javante away and win on points. So to jump right into the Ryan question, that's probably what Ryan's seen. You know, that's probably Ryan's seen too. You know what I'm saying? And Ryan seemed a little lit off the Tecates. I'm just saying he seemed like he had a few of the Tecates in him, you know?
No, question. Was Tank talking to Ryan during the fight? Remember what like Tank called somebody the B word during the fight? Was he responding to Ryan?
Good.
He said during the fight, somebody in the crowd that he knew was saying something like turn on, and he stopped and talked to him during.
Oh, I'm not talking about that time.
I thought he was talking to Bullet, bro.
He called somebody the B word during the middle of the fight, like he was talking to somebody in the audience.
I thought he was talking to Bullet.
Yeah. But hey, who knows? All I know is, you know what I'm saying? Rolly, he did expose how to beat Tank. You know, and Rolly did have success in that fight. No matter where anybody wants to give him, he did have success, and he did expose Tank in that fight. And that's why Ryan is like, sure, I can have a good night. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is. Shout out to Tecates.
Complex.
Rolly's a funny dude, man. Rolly said I won all 6 rounds. You can't win the 6th round when you got knocked out, brother. The fight was over. You couldn't win the 6th round.
I got knocked out in.
You know, I was winning the round until I got knocked out.
I was doing the better work.
Funny dude, man. No, he did not expose him. Tank, look, guys, like I said, this was food from the beginning, right? Tank was having side conversations in the middle of a fight. How are you exposed? He's talking to his mom. He was talking in the middle of rounds, like talking to people like, oh, say whatever. He was not concerned about Rolly at all in that fight, man. Like I said, look, Rolly did some good things, but I think, like I said, Tank was letting him feel comfortable. And I think he did such a good job. He got Ryan feeling, jumpy now. Now Ryan thinks like, hey, if Rolly could do that, maybe I could too. So maybe Tank did a too good a job. I don't know. But look, Tank was gonna knock him out from beginning, right? That was on exposure. Rolly did for all he did, but Rolly got hit with one good shot and he was done. So we can't even say like Rolly really put up a fight. He really got knocked out. He fell into the ropes. He got up. The referee was like, "Can you walk over here?" He was like, "I'm still good." It's like, bro, just take 2 steps over here, then we can start again. Rolly couldn't do that. So I mean, I appreciate Rolly for what he did to bring the entertainment value, and even after the fight, he did that. But let's be real. This was not an exposure. This was not anything. And even one thing I want to say about the setup, boxing, like they say, is chess. It's not checkers. It's not just moving in one direction, right? You're moving forwards, backwards, left to right, in all directions. Just because Rolly is moving forward doesn't mean he's necessarily winning the fight. Tank could be leading him by making him come to him, right? And that's exactly what happened. Tank led him. So just by Tank moving backwards doesn't mean he's necessarily losing. It's not a two-way, like two-dimensional game. It's 3 dimensions. You can move in any direction. So Tank was leading him. Tank was still winning the fight. Tank was in control the whole time. So even with Ryan Garcia, Ryan's not going to make the same mistake, but Ryan still makes mistakes in his fights. And what's more, man, Ryan, to go on to Ryan now, Ryan been talking about this for like 2 years. Wasn't he on the podcast with Tyson talking about, yo, I'm gonna knock you, I'm a da-da-da-da-da. He was saying this for years.
He's imitating Muhammad Ali and everything.
Bro, he's been saying this for years. So, I mean, all these fighters are a little goofy at some point, but, Ryan's been talking about this for years, barking. Ryan's going to do what he's told. He's going to do whatever Oscar says he's going to do. So let's stop the cap, or Ryan's going to get, a mental...
Golden boy.
I guarantee you.
Man.
I'm
home, man. That's golden boy.
Oscar's not going to put Ryan in that fight because he knows what's going to happen to Ryan. So let's keep it a buck. But I still would like to see it. I want to see the fight.
Yo, bro, I just don't. Y'all are crazy. Yo,
Oscar
knows what's going to happen to Ryan.
Yep. Why? Well, let's see. I want to see it. I would be happy if he did. But Oscar knows what Oscar's not going to protect his champions. Look at Jaime Munguia and Virgil Ortiz. He's making sure this is all he's got right now.
He's protecting Virgil?
Well, no, he's not
protecting Munguia. We know
he's protecting Munguia. Virgil just fought Kavalauskas. That's not protecting somebody.
Maybe it's not a protection, but
nah,
Oscar Munguia. You're right.
Oscar. All he has is these assets right now. He lost when Oscar was the biggest. When Golden Boy was at his height with Richard Schaefer and everything, he had the whole world. Now he's got a few fighters, and he doesn't want to lose them. That's all he's got. That's his whole business is Munguia, Ortiz, and Garcia. He's got some other good fighters, but
you don't let Garcia fight Tank, he might lose him anyway. So
he might, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I still would like to see it. It might happen, but I think because Ryan, like, of all the unproven fighters, to me, Ryan is the most unproven. Right? Ryan's got the best social media game. He's a star off that, but in the ring, I mean, Ryan's got a long way to go, and he may never be. I mean, he could be, but he may never be. We have to see it. But let's see how he does against. Is he fighting Pitbull Cruz next, or
who's he fighting next?
So I don't know. That's the thing.
He
right?
not gonna fight Cruz, man. That's crazy.
I don't know. But at the end of the day, Ryan, Ryan talks a lot. I would like to see it. I don't necessarily believe it, but I would like to see it. So all that said and done, no, Rolly did not expose him, and yes, I would like to see Ryan fight Tank next.
All right, TVE.
Yeah. Rolly said he exposed Tank. I don't believe it. Rolly was aggressive, but he wasn't landing much. Every round, he landed like 1 or 2 punches, but Tank landed the same amount. And then come 6th round, Rolly's on the floor, looking for the floor. And Ryan wants Tank. I gotta say this. Ryan, you're not in Canelo's camp anymore. I don't know what training you're getting. You had a high ceiling, and since the decisions you made in the past.
Respect, yo. You know his trainer, dog. Watch your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
What's the new guy's name?
Man, you know who he is, dog.
You know who he is.
Flashy. You know what I'm saying? The stylish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he got a new stylist.
Canadian tuxedo wearing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that guy.
The one that rock a Canada Goose jean suit. You know what I'm saying?
That guy.
Sparkles on it with sparkles.
I'm just saying, Ryan, you had to go, and you couldn't finish it. You couldn't finish it. You didn't look good. You weren't impressive against the GOAT. And Ryan, if you want Tank, go ahead for it. And I'm gonna say this: when you got dropped by Luke Campbell, it shows that you're very vulnerable in the body. And you're 5. What is it? I looked. He was 5'11". Tank's 5'5". Play if you want. Play if you want to. And it's not. I'm not gonna say Tank got the advantage, Ryan got the advantage. It's a tailor-made match for each other. play if you want to, Ryan. And I want to see this fight. I want to see this fight happen. I want this fight. I want them to make this fight. It'll be a big fight because it's the popular fighter versus the social media popular fighter, and it goes from there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what some of y'all are seeing. To me, that's a 50-50 fight with Ryan Garcia. But getting into what Rolly said, I do think he exposed Tank. Like I'm not in that belief that Tank was doing this. See, I hate when people do that. Like when people act like someone's so good they let people do it. It's like Deontay Wilder was letting Luis Ortiz outbox him until he landed the right hand. No, Luis Ortiz was outboxing his ass.
I do that to my kids all the time. I let you win in Uno.
Yeah. Yeah, I just hate that. It's like, or if he really wants to, he can turn it on. Like they say that about like some ball players who never won a championship. And I would be thinking to myself, like, well, damn, wouldn't he want to turn it on to win a championship? You know what I mean? Like, so I don't subscribe to that. Like for me, if Tank could have dominated Rolly, he would have dominated Rolly. Like that, there's no I could have dominated, but I couldn't. Like I've never seen that. Like Floyd would go out there and dominate all these guys when he could. And when he couldn't, he couldn't. Right? Like he dominated Canelo. Couldn't dominate Miguel Cotto, though. Styles make fights. That's the way it is. He made Canelo look easier than Miguel Cotto. Now, you would argue Canelo's a better fighter than Miguel Cotto. He certainly beat Miguel Cotto, although he caught Cotto at the tail end of his career, but still, Cotto was still a good fighter. But the point is, Styles make fights, and like if you can dominate, you dominate. Like, but everyone's different. And what I'm saying to you is what I saw from Rolly was he was able to keep Gervonta at bay with a jab. To me, that's nowhere near as good as Ryan Garcia's. Okay? And Ryan Garcia doesn't only have a jab, he has a check hook like a mug. Okay? So, and Tank's little short behind will be right in line for that check hook. And Ryan is faster than Tank, a lot faster than Tank. Rolly actually matched Gervonta's hand speed with his awkward style of punching, which you and I both know if you punch and you're technically sound with your punching, it will increase your punch speed, right? And Rolly was still able to beat Gervonta to the punch at times with his horrible technique. Now, we're talking about Ryan Garcia, who's taller, who can keep him at distance with the jab. Here's another well-known fact that Rolly utilized. If you're the taller fighter and the shorter fighter is attacking you, if you take 2 steps back quickly and counter, you'll be in perfect position to land something. And that's what Rolly Romero was doing to Gervonta Tank Davis. And I know for a fact that Ryan Garcia can duplicate that. This is not to say that Tank can't utilize head movement, that Tank can't utilize angles, that Tank won't be able to land his punches and he won't be able to get off. But here is something that's really key. And this is the game plan that I didn't come up with, by the way. This is the game plan from Teofimo Lopez, and it was beautiful. Teofimo Lopez said, it's easy to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. All you have to do is not go to him. His arms are so short that he needs you to come to him in order for him to beat you. So he pointed out how when Rolly jumped in, that was exactly what Gervonta Tank Davis needed. He talked about how he didn't talk about this, but if you watch when Leo Santa Cruz was fighting Gervonta, when he got lax and he just let Gervonta walk right in, that's when he got clipped with the uppercut. As long as you maintain distance on Gervonta Tank Davis, he's neutralized. He can't do anything. And that's what Tio was saying with his T-Rex arms. So I do think Rolly put the game plan out on him. If you just keep him at bay, it's going to be an easy night for you. And Rolly showed that. The unfortunate thing was he did come to him. He did come to him with his chin up in the air, and he got caught. But Ryan Garcia, I'm telling you, he watched that whole fight and said, this dude will never get in on me. I can beat him. And that's why he's swole in the chest. And I'm close with this. When they asked Leonard Ellaby about the fight with Ryan Garcia, he said, "Oh, Golden Boy will never make that fight. I hate when they do that. Don't do that. Don't say what Golden Boy would do. Say what you would do. Are you willing to make that fight? Yes or no?" He never committed to making that fight. You know why? Because he knows what I know, which is Ryan got a damn good chance of beating Gervonta Tank Davis, and that's his cash cow. Just as much as Ryan Garcia is Oscar's cash cow. So you can't call the pot can't call the kettle black. You see, you can't say, "Oh, well, Oscar will never let Ryan fight because that's his golden goose," and Tank is their golden goose. And we've already seen they don't want Tank to take any risk. Tank has never fought no one as good as Luke Campbell. To this day, still, Ryan got a better victory than Tank. I'll wait. Tell me who Tank beat that's as good as Luke Campbell. Don't tell me Pitbull Cruz. Stop it.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say Pedraza. I would say Pedraza.
I would make
Luke Campbell would smash Pedraza.
I mean, now because Pedraza.
No, he would have smashed him then too. Would have smashed him then too. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, Gervonta Davis is doing what he's doing against these guys, but like again, Luke Campbell's retired, but I would love to see what he could have done with Luke Campbell. Remember, Luke Campbell's tall, boxing IQ, boxing. They never would throw him in there. They still putting Tank in there with guys who are short. They finding guys who are short, like shorter than Tank, whatever. You ever notice that? I'll tell you one guy you'll never see him in there with, Nakatani. You never see him in there with him. Listen, Tank Davis is a nice little gimmick. Ryan Garcia might be the guy to expose that gimmick, though. So they ain't not gonna put him in the ring with him.
No, I think Ryan is a good fighter, but Ryan makes some key mistakes as well. He keeps his chin up. He comes in, he gets a little cocky. I mean, he did get caught by Luke Campbell. I think if Tank catches him the same way, it's over, right? So, and the same thing, Ryan isn't really testing himself.
What happened to Luke?
Yeah, well,
what happened to Luke?
Credit to Ryan for getting up.
What happened to Luke?
Credit to Ryan for getting up and finishing the fight. Absolutely, but at the same time,
so if Ryan catches
Campbell
Tank, it might be over too, right?
I don't think so. Me personally,
what?
But I don't know. Well, that's why we got to see the fight. I don't think so. And you know, look, that's just my personal thing. Also, I was just gonna say, Tank has fought taller guys. Mario Barrios was taller than him, and Tank did take the fight to him, and Tank had a good, impressive.
Tank was losing until the 11th round when Floyd begged him, like, "Please, I need you," and that's when he went out there and he did what he did. But Mario Barrios was weight drained, and it's well known that weight draining.
Didn't they fight at 140?
Yeah, and he was weight drained. He moved up to 147 immediately in his next fight.
Yeah. And he won 12. He won 12 with Keith Thurman.
Yeah, because it wasn't weight drain. You know what? Like, weight drain makes these people like they can barely walk. But walking is like a daunting task.
I don't know Barrios' history in the 140 weight class. I thought he was like a solid 140. I don't know if he's struggling, whatever. But at the end of the day, he was taller, and it was a higher weight class and taking a good performance. I think we're all worried. I mean, this is a very much what have you done for me lately sport. So we look at the last performance. But I think over Tank's career, I know you're down on him right now because of the way he looked against Rolly. But I think
no, it's not like the way he looked against Rolly. You're bringing up Barrios, and Barrios only proves my point. If you watch the Barrios fight, Barrios neutralized him with distance, right? A jab. He was able to control Tank. And it wasn't until the 11th round where Tank went in and Barrios seemed to gas out a little bit where he caught Barrios. But he was on the verge of losing that fight to the taller fighter who utilized distance and kept him at bay. That's what I'm saying to you. It's not just something that Rolly did to him. It's something I've seen done to him before, and Barrios was one of the people who did it to him.
No, I was just saying I think he's had success getting in on Barrios is what I was saying, is that if you want to see a fight where he fought a taller fighter and a bigger fighter, I think he had success getting in on Barrios. But at the end of the day,
Barrios ain't as fast as Ryan, though. Like, Ryan's
I'm not trying to make I'm just saying I'm trying to give like points to bolster my argument. I'm not saying that it means that's a substantial proof that he absolutely wins. I believe that he beats Ryan just based off the matchup. I think Ryan, and also, Ryan mentally, will he, is he going to be all there? So there's a lot of questions anyways, but I think it's going to be a good fight. If it does happen, I would like to see it, but I think, you're saying it's 50-50. I really think it's 70-30 from the Tank.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I concede that I know I said this too in my breakdown. Tank could get in on Ryan. I said that he could utilize head movement, he can utilize angles. I've seen Tank get inside, but I also think Ryan's going to make him pay too. And Ryan is fast enough with the counters and sharp enough. That's why I think it's a 50-50 fight, because what Tank does well, Ryan can neutralize. And what Ryan does well, Tank has the attributes and the ability to neutralize it. So it's one of those fights where I do feel like the promoters have to be willing to say, like, I'm willing to risk my cash cow, but not just Golden Boy, Mayweather Promotions as well. Because I don't believe that they're so confident that he's going to beat Ryan. I don't believe that. And I'm telling you right now, I don't see that as an easy fight for either one of those guys. Like, I think that's a step up in class for the both of them. And I do think that, you know, it is a 50-50 fight. That's how I see it. But you see it differently. But for me, I just don't think that, you know, they're looking at it like, oh, Tank's going to steamroll Ryan Garcia. I don't really believe that.
Yeah, it's just whoever you like is right. You know, let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.